and John will be there as well. So we're doing that this morning. So does anybody have any questions? Did you guys get your poster boards by chance?
Yeah, I got my poster boards.
Okay, but I think you had one, and Tyler had one from before. Royce and Eleanor, do you guys have your poster boards to do your project?
I have mine in the I have mine. Demand.
Do you have yours? Do you have an actual poster board?
I usually don't have, but
okay, because Sherry said she was going to get you guys some poster boards. Okay, so if you guys have that one, use the one that Sherry's going to give you, and just save that one for something else. But that way, you all have the same poster board. Okay. So Royce, she didn't get you your poster board yet?
Well, there was some at the classroom. I just took one.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, good. So she did have them available for you guys. Awesome. That's great. I hope she gets like a stack of them, right? To be able to have other projects come up. So I think that'll be interesting. Okay, so let's see. Today is what, the 19th. Okay. So 4, 19, 21. Yeah, so when I was working with Eleanor on her poster board, we were finding pictures, and I gave her a good head start. We found pictures of one of her short-term goals was going to the movies, right? So we picked Century 13. It's on Greenback, that theater. And so we got a good picture of the outside of it. So that's one of her pictures. And then we took pictures of movie theater popcorn and some candy and soda, and put prices on how much, we kind of guesstimated how much oh, and Eleanor, we forgot to put the price of the ticket there. I don't think we put the ticket price on yours. So to give you guys an example of what I'm looking for your poster board for this, I'm telling you what we did for Eleanor. So the movie theater, we should have, and we forgot to do it, the ticket price, like say, I don't know, $12 or whatever. Well, I'll have to look it up on the internet, see how much it would cost to go to the movies. And then put ticket price, such and such dollars, and then the price of popcorn, price of the soda, price of a candy. And then that would be a short-term goal to save for. And her long-term goal could be maybe a savings account. I don't remember what we did on the long-term goal for her. But maybe a savings account, and then what you could put, then you could put like a piggy bank or a savings and loan company. So Royce, you're going to have to get your camera angle up. Yeah, because it looks like your eyes are closed. There you go. That's better. That's way better. Okay. So, so I want long-term goals and short-term goals on that, right? And like, if you're going to save, like Tyler, didn't you say one of your long-term goals was saving money? Good. And then for the retirement, maybe you could put pictures of like things that you might want to be able to do when you retire, right? Like maybe you want to go fishing, you want to go, different countries. I don't know. You want to travel. I don't know. Just ideas that, that you could think of. Not necessarily that you have to do them, because that's not what this is about. Making sure you hit those goals. Just kind of a fun project, just so you guys can show, Brittany, that we were listening on last Monday, and she's going to have something to show you guys today on that. So that'll be fun. So, yeah. So think about how much, so think about how much money would cost to, like the savings though, that's pretty general. So you don't need to put how much you want to save. I mean, that would be a good goal to put, I want $1 million in the bank, but it's more important to say like, well, what would you save for? If you could save for emergencies in case you're driving a car and all of a sudden you need new tires, you discover, right? or transmission goes out and you need to have, money to replace that. Those are kind of emergencies that you really can't plan for, but it's good to have money in case something like that happens. Because if you own a car, well, let me tell you by experience, that's going to be in the shop a lot, especially if it's an older car. Even newer cars can cause you problems. They can have problems. Just because it's new doesn't mean it's not going to break down on you, right? And then the short-term goals, if you want a really nice pair of pants, or you want to go, like in Eleanor's case, go to the movies, that actually adds up. Because if you think about it, if you want to buy your movie ticket, you want to buy popcorn, soda, and candy, that's going to be a lot, right? I mean, last time I actually went to the movies, I went with my daughter, and she bought my ticket, and then afterwards we went in the place, and I went and bought us popcorn and soda, and it was so much money because I bought a big old tub of popcorn, and it was like $10, and then the soda was another few dollars each, right? Not a few dollars, probably like $4 or $5 to have 2 sodas, and so yeah, it's expensive to go to the movies. I don't know if you guys know this, probably not, but when I was about your guys' ages, well, actually, before the pandemic, Sunrise Mall used to have movie tickets for $4. That's not bad, right? To go see a movie. It used to be $1 to go see movies. In fact, when I was probably about 17, 18 years old, there used to be a place, where was it? On El Camino Avenue, I think. It used to be called the Village, and they used to be able to go see movies for $1.50. I think it was $1.50. Yeah, it was. You had to wait a while for the movies been out for a while because it wasn't that first. Star Wars came out, and boy, you get to see it for $1.50. So it was really affordable back then. But Royce, you're falling asleep.
No, I'm not.
Okay, because your eyes always look like they're closed. So you're going to have to keep that camera angle up, or have your eyes open enough where I can tell that you're awake. Because honestly, it looks like you're like this. And I don't have any other student of the all 11 of you. You're the only one that looks like their eyes are closed. Okay, so your camera angle is going to have to stay like that, or have your eyes open enough where I can tell that you're up and awake. So I used to live in Oklahoma, back in the day, and the movies were 50 cents, and it was a nice theater, and the candy was 50 cents. Or I think it was $1 candy, $1 for soda, $1 for any candy. And 50 cents in the summertime, we saw everything. We saw all the movies all the time. Even if we kind of didn't want to see them, we saw them anyway, because 50 cents, geez, I think okay, so there was 6 of us. So there was $3. $3. I took all my 5 kids to go see all the movies. So that was so cool. Oklahoma is very affordable to raise a family because it's very cheap to live there. The pay is not very good when you're working, but the houses are very affordable. Any youngster can go and get a full-time job and actually move out on their own out there because it's so affordable. At least it was back when I lived there. When was it? 2003. We moved there in 2002 to 2005. So we were there for a couple years, but it was very affordable. And it snowed. But anyway, so Royce, how are you doing on your poster board, finding pictures and stuff?
It was fine. I found mostly a house. That's for my long-term goal.
Nice. A house in the area where you live now?
Well, something like that.
So is that the only thing you found?
Yeah, and found something that belongs to a house: a TV stand, a bed, and a couch, etc.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so you have that on your online sheet that I sent everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I have it.
Okay, so if you guys can send those to me, we can I can make sure I check your progress and I can make comments and suggestions on your page. Eleanor, you don't have to share yours with me because I already have yours. But
Okay, you're right.
But so my guys, though, I want you guys to share me what you have so far. So like I said, I can make comments and see where you are in your progress to this.
Sure.
So anyway, so can you guys share that with me now so I can check? Oh, somebody did it. So has Sherry said anything about you guys going back to the classroom at all? I mean, not to the classroom. I'm sorry, to the hospital. Yeah. May 1st, really? Wow, so it would only get a few weeks in, huh? Oh, okay. Oh man, so it's not even. Man, I feel sorry for you guys that you can't be in another year, and then you really got cheated with the COVID because you only did the 2 rotations last year, and then the 3rd rotation, the first little bit was cut short, and then you didn't get to do it all this year. That's awful. Yeah. Oh. Okay, so you said May 1st. So you're going to be just cleaning out outdoors just to get you guys out of the classroom, I think. To do something. Well, that's a shame. I was hoping we'd get back into a little bit, but yeah, and I don't know what the next year is going to look like. I mean, with the new strands coming out, strands of COVID, you're getting that, and then there's no vaccine for that yet. So, you know why that happens, that new strand of COVID?
What does happen?
Exactly. They're mutating and they're changing. And when they get a long period of time where they can change, they get stronger and they expand. It's more, they say spread. So that's right. They're changing and mutating, and they're getting stronger. Mutation. So now I guess we have a California one. Before it was one from Africa that came over, and then one from the UK, I think. And then now we have our own, the California, another strand of that. So who knows what next year is going to look like? Maybe it's going to be the same kind of thing. I don't know. It's scary. The vaccine is good for the first one that came out, right? If y'all got vaccinated for that, then that's good. So we don't have to worry about that as much as now the new one. So who knows when they're going to come out with the new vaccine, or if they're going to come out with the new vaccine for people. So, but okay. Let's see, Royce. I have yours. Open. So, Clyde and Tyler, did you send me your?
Not yet.
Okay. Oh, Tyler, how did you do on your driving test? You went on Thursday. I license. Yay! I'm so proud of you. That's so exciting. Oh my God. So are you going to have a car to drive? Oh, that's awesome. So are you going to be able to drive your grandma's car now? Oh. Well, I hope she lets you drive enough to keep practicing, because you have to practice, right? That's what it's all about. Practice. That's awesome. I'm very proud of you. I had a feeling you were going to pass it, so that's great. Okay, so Royce, those pictures are awesome. So what is the guy looking at the computer? What is that supposed to represent?
That was my short term going for like an office job.
Mm. Okay, perfect picture then. Good.
So I got my actual poster board. Charlie was focusing on that.
Okay, now here's the thing. We have to be careful at what size to print out your pictures. Get my heater off. It's getting hot in here. Okay. I have no idea what size your poster board is going to be, but you don't want to have a massive picture, like a full page, a picture printed out, and then your poster board being so big, and then having no room to put all your pictures, because you're also going to have to put wording on top of that, right? Like you're going to have to put. So you're going to put. So when you print out your poster boards, I want you, instead of my vision board, I want it Royce's vision board. Tyler's vision board. I want his name on it. And then
the poster board's not really that big.
Your poster board is not that big?
No, not really.
Well, it should be a regular size poster board, right?
I guess so.
Well, it could be a huge one or it could be a small one. Either way, you're going to have to be mindful of when you print your pictures out that they're all going to fit on your poster board, right? Because right now your pictures are, well, for one thing, you don't want to put your pictures so close together where you're going to have a hard time cutting them out away from each other when you print them. So make sure you have space between your pictures to be able to cut them out and not cut into the other picture, right?
Right.
And so space your pictures out, and that's a super cute house you got there. So, and you want to put the rough estimate on the prices of your pictures. Like that TV, maybe it's $500, right? Maybe that sofa is $800. Put the price of it down there so you kind of know what you're saving, how much you're going to need to save to get that. Okay.
Okay.
And the bed. I mean, well, the whole idea is to save for this. And how much are you saving? How much are you needing to save to buy that TV, to buy that house, to buy that bed, right? So
Right.
that's what you need to put on there. That's why you need to put the prices. And like I said, you just guess. Don't put like $25 for the sofa. Not like that, unless you're planning on getting it at Goodwill. But that, be realistic. Search prices on the internet, and if you don't really know, ask me, and I'll help you guess.
All right.
So that would be your long-term goal stuff, and then your short-term goal. So good. Got some good pictures, and thank you for working on this. I appreciate that. So let's see. So we got about 10 minutes. Okay, so you guys, this is supposed to be due on, let me see, I think it was due the 30th?
13th.
When is it due?
It said it was due on April 13th.
Oh, yeah. No, that's changed. I don't know why it said that. No, it needed to be due. I want it due at the latest of 30th. So the whole idea is I want to be able to show this to the woman that is running this classroom. That's why I want, before we.
Oh, you mean her?
I want to show it to her. Yeah. So,
I'll show
anyway,
it to her as well.
yeah. So we're all going to do a presentation at the end of this so we can show her what your boards are, maybe 2 at a time or something, as I'm not sure how much longer we'll have her at the last day of the class. So, but anyway, okay, I'm going to let you guys go because I need to get ready for the other Zoom. So the Zoom is at 9:00 in Sherry's Zoom. We have 10 minutes. So,
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go, and I'll see you in Sherry's Zoom room. Okay.
All right. See you, Yvonne.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Which location?
The one in Sacramento on Marconi and Eastern.
Okay, I think that's near me a little bit. I have the KFC across the street on Madison. So yeah. Hi Tyler, thanks for joining us. Let's see here. I think we're still waiting for some more people to join.
We are.
We are? Okay, thank you. Let's see here. I'm just going to get my screen together for you guys. There we go. Tyler, what'd you do this weekend? You had to like vacuum, do the dishes, those type of chores. Oh, okay. So you guys got together and hung out. Awesome. Nice. I bet the pool is nice and relaxing, not too hot outside.
Well, the pool water was ice cold.
So in that,
I didn't really like that at all. I mean, I did jump in and I'm like, okay, that's way too cold. I'm out of here.
Yeah, when it's extremely cold, I just have to jump right on in. If not, if I try to put my like big toe in first, I'm not gonna get in at all. I'm just gonna not do it. Nathan, what did you do this weekend?
I practiced driving.
Oh,
That
wow.
went well. I almost crashed my sister's car into the back of my brother's car, but other than that, everything went well. I didn't kill anybody or myself. As you can see, I'm still in one piece, so that's how my weekend went.
How did your sister? Was your sister upset? Was she freaking out that you almost wrecked her car?
No, she was like, that kind of was my fault. I was the one that was trying to have you backed up.
Uh-huh.
And basically what it saved us was that she threw it into park.
Oh my gosh. Well, before the class
If
starts,
there's an e-brake on the car, putting it into park with the stick thing is not a good idea. Just pull the e-brake. That's all. The only thing that you
I
need
told her
to
that
do.
too. And she was just like, whatever. I was like, seemed to be fun. So, I mean, it's a Japanese car. Japanese are ridiculous. So, like, those things are crazy. You can just throw this thing around and it still will work for like several years. So,
well,
I
if it
don't know
makes
why,
you feel
but
any better, go ahead.
just so you know, I can hear someone else. From my background here, I can actually hear the one of the students' audio is like pretty loud.
Okay.
Which one?
Probably Jonathan or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so like when we play the videos, I'm going to ask you guys to mute yourself when I play the video. That way you won't get feedback from each other's computers. Let's see here. I just admitted another student. Well, it looks like we have a little bit more time before the class starts. So, Nathan, I don't want you to feel bad about your first driving experience. The first time, actually, my very first car, I won for $88 at Bill Wright Toyota. So I won my very first car, and it was a stick shift, like not automatic, old school stick shift. And my dad was like taking me out of the driveway into the parking lot. Well, as I'm backing up, I hit my mom's Mercedes Benz. I took off my side mirror, scraped the side of my car and her car. So I didn't even make it out the driveway. So at least you made it out of the driveway for your first driving experience.
yeah. I was just like, oh, that's not good. And Luke, just like Luke's my brother. He just comes out. And he's just like, he was just making these like gestures, like that's how much space was in between the car before I hit it. Because like he was worried because when we were camping, I think a couple of years ago when he first got the car, we drove his car, and my mom backed it up into our truck because it was in reverse when she thought it was in drive.
Oh my God.
But this was when she first started. This is when my brother first got his car.
Oh my goodness.
It's crazy. Like me and my siblings have this like history of like crashing our new cars.
Oh my goodness. Good morning, Miss Mejia. Hello, Mr. Richard.
Good morning.
Good morning. Looks like I'm letting some more people
Oh,
in.
good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning.
I didn't get to say hi to Oscar.
Oh yeah, say hi to Oscar, you guys.
Hey, Oscar.
Good morning, everybody.
Mhm.
Sounds like you guys had a lot of stuff going on this past weekend. Exciting. Just make sure you keep your eyes on the road when you're driving.
Got it.
Front and backwards. Yep. 10 and 2. Do they even still do that? Have a great class, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah. Are we still waiting for more students to enter? Is this everyone?
This should be everyone.
Let's see, Eleanor.
Do you have Stefan?
That for class.
Stefan, I believe, is at work.
Yeah, I figured that.
Stefan's at work. Stefan works Mondays. So the only one we're missing is Stefan.
Oh, okay, so we can get started.
Yep.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Looks like we all have some pretty exciting things that we did this weekend. So let's go back to our class that we had last Monday. Do you guys remember what we discussed last Monday?
Yes. I remember what we discussed last Monday.
Okay, let's go with Clade first. What did we go over first?
It's Clyde.
Clade.
No. Oh,
Clade,
right.
right?
No, it's pronounced Clad.
Clade.
No, Clad.
Clad.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's okay. Everyone gets it wrong the first time. Anyways, what we did. Last week, I remember we did budgeting. We were talking about investments. A lot of money stuff. Oh, and the difference between a bank and a credit union.
Yes, thank you. Royce, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, Clyde took the whole thing.
I know there's more. But I just can't recall everything else.
We talked about budgeting. What about something that we wanted to accomplish if we had money? If we had money today, what were we going to purchase?
Well, we did talk about something about long-term goals and short-term goals.
Thank you, Royce. I saw Andrew, you had your hand raised?
The visual board.
Yes, we talked about a vision board. We talked about long-term goals and short-term goals. Did anyone make a vision board this weekend or list out some things they wanted to accomplish? Okay, do you have your vision board, Andrew, or what did you do for yours?
I did it through Google Docs. I was going to turn it in.
Awesome. Do you have it with you or no?
No, I don't.
What are some things that you put on your Google Docs vision board?
You can pull it up real quick if you don't mind.
Okay.
Come on. I can walk while I'm trying to pull it up.
Okay. And Tyler, while he's pulling it up, did you unmute yourself? Did you want to say something? Okay. Well, while Andrew's pulling up his vision board, I actually created one myself. So I couldn't find a picture of a bicycle, but I put a new SUV here. I want to start saving. I want to prepare for success. So I'm going to school right now. So I have to start preparing. I have to start, getting my calendar together and be able just to learn more. I talked about getting in shape. So start going to the gym. And to do that, I have to start eating better. In the bottom left, I put little pictures of Lunchables so I can start bringing my lunch to work versus going to McDonald's and getting pizza, but starting bringing my food with me to work to start saving some money, and then a picture of a future home that I would like to purchase one day. Yes, Paul, I see your hand raised.
Yes. So many of the class did a vision board, but they didn't necessarily do a vision board. They just wrote down the things that they would put on their vision board.
Oh my gosh, congratulations. Thank you. I'm so excited. I've never had a class actually present a vision board or even list things out. So that warms my heart. Thank you guys. That making that small step is going to help you guys to achieve your financial goals in a major way. Because you're going to be able to look at it every single day. You're going to remember these things that you want to accomplish for yourself. And so congratulations. I'm so proud of you guys. So thank you. So let's go ahead and get started with our second class. Today we are going to be talking about, it's not loading. Oh, okay. It's okay, Andrew. But as long as you guys did something, hey, that is, like I said, it's awesome because it's going to help you guys to get to your guys' next goal in life. So good job. All right. Can you guys see my PowerPoint?
Yeah, I could see it.
All right. So today, you guys, we're going to be talking about the importance of keeping track of your money. So why do you guys think it's important to keep track of your money? Feel free to unmute yourself or put it in the chat. Why do you think it's important to keep track of your guys' money?
Because that way you don't overspend your money, or you don't just go on a shopping spree and think, I want this, but I don't need it.
Who was that?
Or in that way, you know where your money's going. So then that way, say, for example, someone stole your debit card or your credit card, or you misplaced it and then someone took it or whatever, then you know where it's getting spent at. Then that, so in that way, if you know you wouldn't never spend money there, then you know that it's in the hands of somebody else. So you could go to the bank and then get rid of that card and then get a new card. So then that way you don't keep losing money to that person.
Wow. Was that Jonathan and, Jordan and Nathan?
That was me, Nathan.
Nathan, and I heard Jordan as well, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
High five, you guys. Yes, you guys are right on. So, Jordan, I believe you said first, to make sure your account's accurate, right? To make sure what you have in your account is what you have to spend. So you're not just buying all these items and not having enough money in your account. Because do you know what can happen if you didn't have that money in your account?
You could go broke, and then if you want to buy something and you have no money, they're not going to accept it.
Yeah. And if you don't have the money in your account, have you ever heard of something called overdraft?
Yeah, that's not good. Me and my mom actually, how I know all this stuff is that my mom actually is a consumer math teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard about that, and I was just just from the name of it, you could tell it's not good.
Yeah. Yes, they do. So, if you don't have the money in your account, and like Tyler said, if you go negative, they're going to charge you a fee for that. And the fees can get pretty pricey. They can start anywhere from $25 to maybe go up to $50. So yeah, you'll want to make sure the money in your account is accurate, that when you went to the store and you bought something for $9.99, that the cashier didn't make a mistake and accidentally add a 9, and now you're being charged for $99.99. So yeah, you want to make sure your account is accurate. And then Nathan talked about fraud. You'll want to make sure that everything on your account is what you purchased. If you wake up in the morning and you're going to your online banking and you notice the golfing network charged you $200, but you never went to the golfing network, you don't golf, you didn't buy any golfing equipment for your family, that can be considered fraud. And you'll want to go to your financial institution and talk to them. That way they can get you a new account and, like Jordan said, get you a new debit card to be able to access your account and clean up all that fraud in your account. And you won't be responsible for the fraud since you did not do it.
It happened to me with one of my old credit cards. Someone got 7-Eleven delivered to them with my credit card, and my uncle saw it and he's like, "Did you go to 7-Eleven?" I'm like, "No, I didn't go to 7-Eleven and get DoorDash." And he's like, "Someone used your card and got it, so we got me a new one, and my aunt keeps a hold of it so it doesn't happen again."
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, you'll want to make sure you're always checking your account, like for situations just like that. You didn't do DoorDash for 7-Eleven, so thankfully your uncle was able to see that and get you a new card. Thank you, Jordan. And yes, Miss Mejia, go free. Feel free to mute yourself.
Okay, so to make a comment on the charges that the bank will charge when you don't have money in the bank, I go through Bank of America, and this was ages ago, but I wasn't keeping track of what I had in my account, and I bought a soda at the American River College bookstore for $1.50, and they charged me $35 for that transaction because my account was too low. And not only that, they kept charging me because they didn't let me know that I didn't have money in my account, and they charged me so much money. I had like 7 different transactions at $35 a transaction, and nothing I tried to buy was over not even $5 at the time. And I ended up paying a ton of money because I didn't keep track, but I learned after that to make sure that I always had at least $50 in my account. But it's very, very important that you know how much they're going to charge you if you do go over. And I'm not sure, but I think some accounts will let you know when you get low, or maybe you can set up your bank accounts to let you know. I'm not sure, Brittany, if that works that way or not, but
yes. With your cell phone app, you can set it up. Like, you can have it send you an alert. For instance, you can have it alert you like, okay, your account is down to $20. Or you can have it alert you when you make a purchase over a certain dollar amount. I see in the financial world, we see a lot of fraud that happens at like gas stations. So whenever there's a gas station purchase on my cell phone, it sends me a text message. So either I'm at AM PM getting gas, or if someone's using my card and I see it's at Chevron, I know I didn't go there. So it sends me an alert instantly, so I'm able to see what's going on in my account at all times. And having that alert on your cell phone is an amazing tool to have, because like Ms. Mejia was saying, sometimes some financial institutions won't let you know if you're to a certain balance. So it's very important that, you heard it from Ms. Mejia, it's very important that we keep track of our money. So that way we know it's accurate, we don't have fraud, we're not giving these overdraft fees, because like she said, $1.50 for a soda turned out to be a $30 fee. So it's basically rounded up to a $40 soda. And I love Pepsi, but I don't know if I love Pepsi that much for $40.
No, I never drink Pepsi.
I would be so over Pepsi. So these are a lot of the key reasons to why we want to keep track of our money. And I know some of you guys in the class said you guys had a checking or a savings account. So let's look into one of those particular accounts. Let's look into a savings account first. What is the purpose of your guys' savings account? How do you guys use it?
I use it to save my money. We put some of my SSI in my savings, and then some in my main one that goes onto my card. And the one that we put saving, my uncle uses some of that to pay my phone bill.
Okay. So you put some money in your savings and some in your checking, separated.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Does anyone else use their savings the same way or differently? Oh, go ahead, Royce.
I do the same thing too. Once I come on my SSI, I put my savings. I put my money in my savings too.
You put some money in savings?
Yeah, because with that much money, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it. So I'm trying to put some in my savings just for protection.
Thank you, Royce. Clad?
Oh, right. What I was going to say was I do agree with what Jordan was saying, and I do like to use my savings just to keep it around. I usually only ever use it whenever anything's necessary, or if I ever really need it.
Awesome. So like emergency fund?
Yeah, pretty much.
Thank you. I don't see anyone else. Did anyone else want to chime in? What they use their savings account for? All right. So yeah, a savings account can help you guys save for your financial goals. And like how Royce was saying, you can put money away for emergency fund, like a rainy day situation that can occur. And a savings account is different than a checking account because a savings account, you'll want the money to sit there. You don't want the money to come in and out, in and out. You want the money to sit in your savings account, kind of like a little nest. And with the savings account, it's different than a checking because a savings has a thing called compound interest. Does anyone know what compound interest is? Tyler, you are absolutely correct. Thank you. Yes, so the longer you let your money sit there, it begins to grow. And I'm going to show you guys a quick video where Mr. Turtle is going to explain that. So if you guys can mute yourself so you're not getting the background noise from each other's computers. And let me go ahead and play that video for you guys. Share computer sound.
Brittany?
Yes.
The volume of the videos are usually louder or even louder than your own voice.
The videos are?
Yes.
Okay.
So I often have to reduce my own volume.
Okay, if you can just reduce the volume, that would be perfect.
I was wondering if you could reduce the volume on the video itself.
Okay. I can do that now. And just give me a thumbs up if you can hear it okay.
All right.
All right. And I'm going to put the closed caption on as well. Give me one moment.
Hey, kid, do you want to play a game?
Yeah, okay.
Real quick, before we start, what do the words compound interest mean to you? Perfect. Let's get started. It's $10 to play. I'm gonna give you two options. All you gotta do is choose the one that makes the most money.
Okay.
We're talking savings and investments here. Big picture stuff. What will be worth more when you hit 65? Option 1. You're 25 years old, and you put away $5,000 a year until you're 35. Then hands off. You let the investment sit. You don't add any more money to it. And when you're 65, you check to see how much it's worth.
All right.
Option 2. You're 35 years old. Again, you put away $5,000 every year. But this time, you keep doing that for 30 years. By then, you're 65, and you check to see how much it's worth. Let's say in both cases, your total investment is getting an average 7% annual return. Make your choice. You have 10 seconds.
Let's do this. Over here, I'm saving $5,000 a year for 10 years. That's $50,000 total. Over here, I'm saving $5,000 a year for 30 years. That's $150,000 total. Math. 7% does something, but I'm putting way more money into that one. So, option 2. Let's choose that one.
I'm sorry.
Hold it. Explain this.
It's not the right answer. When you're working with compound interest, $50,000 invested earlier in your life will make you more money than $150,000 invested later in your life.
But in option 2, I'm putting in $100,000 more.
Right. But option 1 will still outperform it by 60 G's.
That's crazy.
That's compound interest, baby. The more time you have for your investment to grow, the more free money you get.
What if I don't have $5,000 a year to put away?
Don't matter. Start smaller. $1,000, $500. It's never too soon to start. Putting it off just means you get less in the end.
Then I'm going to stop putting it off. Thank you, Street Turtle. To the credit union.
Man, people not knowing about compound interest sure keeps us in business. Come on, kids. Let's get some lunch.
This for us? Yeah, so that was just a quick little video about compound interest and how it works. So just like Andrew said, the longer we have our money in the accounts, the better it's going to pay for us in the long term. And so like the video, they said $5,000. But if you don't have $5,000, start smaller. $100, $20. Anything is better than nothing. Because you guys are young. Start putting money in your savings because it's going to benefit you guys in the long run because of you guys' age. And you start sooner than later, just like the Street Turtle had explained to Ginger. So thank you for explaining that for me, Andrew. And, oh, Tyler. Thank you, Tyler. Sorry. Thank you, Tyler. So I know a lot of you guys said when you guys get your paycheck, your SSI, that you put some to savings and some towards checking. And I just want to show you guys this. It's called the power of automation. It's one of my favorite services that my financial institution offers, and hopefully your guys' institution offers as well. Basically, automation is a savings account. So at my financial institution, they allow me to have up to 99 savings accounts that I can use for goal-specific things. So to accomplish the goals that I want to achieve for myself. And let me explain how it works. So I get paid every 2 weeks. I get my paycheck. It goes directly into my checking account. And from my checking account, I get to pick the date that I want money to go from my checking into my savings account. So I have the 5th and the 20th of every month. And I have different savings accounts. So I have more than one. So in this example, there's a savings account for a car, a savings account for vacation, moving out, and college. And then when I pick the date, I also get to pick how much money I want to come from my checking to go directly towards these savings accounts. So for my car, $20, vacation, $15, moving out, $30, college, $100. So I'm not responsible of having to try to remember to take money every payday to put in these accounts because, you know, life can happen. And so I think for me, it's just easier to have the system automatically transfer those funds for me. And the way I use this account is for vacation. I really like going to Mexico, Puerto Vallarta. I like to go in November. And I know November is the 11th month of every year. But in the past, it was really hard for me to be able to go on this trip because in October, I'm trying to scramble enough money to get my airline ticket, my hotel, my food money. And it was very difficult. And then when someone at the my financial institution showed me this, it made life so much easier. Because if I start in January and start putting money away into the savings account, by the time November came, I was able to go on that vacation to Mexico with my family. So the power of automation is an amazing tool to use. And you guys can benefit from it as well. I remember Eleanor wanted to get a bicycle, so she could start putting like $10 from her paycheck every 2 weeks or every month into that account to be able to purchase that bicycle. And the same thing for you guys, for your guys' goals. I know Roy said emergency fund. And so I think that's the one savings account that's missing on this screen is that emergency fund. And Royce went into it a little bit. You never know what's going to happen. You don't expect, to bite into an apple and break your tooth and have to go to have an emergency dentist appointment to have your tooth fixed. So it's very important that you also have an emergency fund set for yourself and put money into that. And so I'm going to show you a quick video of the importance of having an emergency fund because some people don't see the importance of it. So let's see who's going to talk to us about an emergency fund. Here. And this is also going to talk about what I just showed, the power of automatic payment. So one moment.
Dang. How am I ever going to save enough for a sweet vacation? Well, at least it's payday tomorrow. I wish I had lots of money in my savings account.
Hey, thanks for the change. But wishing won't help you build your savings.
I try to save, but I always wind up short on cash before I get paid again. So, what's the point?
The point is, you gotta pay yourself first.
Okay, I pay myself $10 million.
Ha! Not likely. Let me, let me explain. When most people get paid, they pay their bills first, then spend money on fun, and then, with what's left over, they contribute to long-term savings goals. Problem is...
you wind up without enough left over.
Bingo! If you want to start saving, take your total monthly income and subtract your essential monthly expenses. Then take a good chunk of the remaining cash and put it into your savings the moment you get your paycheck. Every time. Even a small amount each month can build up fast.
Well, sometimes I might forget to do that.
So, automate it. If you set up an automatic transfer into your savings account on payday, then all you have to do is sit back and watch the savings grow.
That makes a lot of sense. Kind of like how I go jogging in the morning, because if I leave it until later on, I usually end up slacking off.
Absolutely. And the best part is, you can use this technique for all your savings goals, like an emergency fund, your retirement nest egg, a down payment for real estate, or that tropical vacation you've dreamed of. You can even set up a separate savings account for each goal. Paying yourself first ensures that you're saving, and it lets you spend your remaining income stress-free.
Sweet. Next paycheck, I'm paying myself first. Sounds way better than wishing for more savings, unless you're one of those magical talking frogs.
Just the regular talking type, I'm afraid.
Huh. Gross. So, can I get my change back?
Nope. That's going towards my savings goals now.
All right. So you'll see in that video how Mr. Trump... Did you want to say something, Claude?
Oops, I accidentally pressed unmute. What I actually wanted to say was, I liked that video.
You liked it? What caught your attention? Like, what interested you about the video?
What interested me is the automatic savings. There was also, like, how you get paid for each payment separately. That also really interested me.
Yeah. I mean, this service that My Financial Institution offers, and yours may as well, is an amazing service to use. Because just like Jen was saying in the video, sometimes she forgets. And then like the little frog guy was saying, you know, fun can happen. You get paid. Your friend may say, hey, let's go out for pizza. And before you can even sit down to put money in your savings account, you're going out for pizza, you're buying sodas, you may go to the movie after, and then Monday comes around and your whole paycheck is spent. Whereas with using the automation, it automatically gets transferred for you. So you get paid and it automatically goes in your savings account without you having to do the work. And you're able to have that money for those rainy days. All right, so now we're going to look at another video about an emergency fund. And this is what Royce was talking about and why it's important to have an emergency fund. So let's turn it on. And Tyler, thank you for letting me know you can hear it perfectly.
I'm doing it. New year, new me. Starting off with a yoga retreat. No, wait. Yoga retreat was Saturday. Today is...
Rise and shine, ladies.
Emergency Fund Boot Camp.
Let's get those money muscles moving. Hup, 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 hup,
excuse me.
That's major savings to you, recruit.
Okay. Major, I think there's been a mistake. I'm not supposed to be in this class. I don't even need an emergency fund.
What did you say?
I've never been fired and I almost never get sick, so I don't think I need an emergency fund.
Treadmill, go! You might think you're marching along just fine without an emergency fund. But what happens when you lose your job? Or get into an accident that wrecks your car? Or get hit with an unexpected medical bill, huh?
I know those examples get tossed around a lot, but I really just can't see that stuff happening to me. Plus, I have insurance for that kind of stuff. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah? You think you're invincible, recruit? What if a family member gets ill and you have to look after them? Or your insurance reimbursement takes longer than expected? What if your pet needs a crazy operation in order to live? What if your hot water tank explodes? Or there's a flash flood? Or your refrigerator catches fire? With no emergency fund, you just wouldn't be able to keep up. Here.
And just how am I supposed to deal with a bunch of giant, unpredictable expenses all on my own?
Well, recruit, a healthy emergency fund will spot you for the truly unpredictable obstacles. But you can lighten the load by saving for some expenses before they turn into emergencies.
How can I save for something I don't know will happen?
You may not know the when, but you know the what. If you own a vehicle, start saving for eventual repairs. If you own a pet,
I have a cat.
Then start saving for eventual cat repairs. Or whatever cats need. The point is, the more you budget for outside of your emergency fund, the better you'll be able to manage whatever comes at you. Now drop down and give me 1,000.
1,000?
You heard me, $1,000. That is. Makes for a good starting goal for your emergency fund. Over time, you should increase that to 6 months worth of expenses. It takes time and dedication to get there, but once you make it, what in the...
Just because something's unexpected doesn't mean you can't be prepared for it.
I'm proud of you, recruit. So proud. I don't know, but you've been told your spending in savings must be controlled.
You've given me some good advice. A slice of pizza would be nice.
Sound off.
Pizza.
Sound off.
Pizza. No more workouts, only pizza.
Hey.
Meet Connecting, quick and simple scheduling app.
There we go. I heard someone giggle. Did you guys like that video?
It was nice. It was good.
This is one of my favorite videos, and I'm going to tell you guys why. Like I was telling you guys, I like to go to Mexico in the month of November. Well, I took the money from my savings account to go on that trip one year. And I did not have an emergency fund set up. So I took all the money from my savings account. I made it back to my home. And as I'm unpacking my bag, I went to go turn on the air conditioner because it was really hot. And as soon as I turned it on, I hear this loud pop noise. My air conditioner went out. Like it burned some type of coils. So I was like, oh, no big deal. It'll probably just work in the morning. I'm not really for sure what's going on. So I called the AC guy to come out and to look at and repair it. And the young man told me, sweetheart, you have to buy a brand new air conditioner unit. It was going to cost about $6,000. But I did not have an emergency fund available for that because I used all my money in Mexico. And so I wasn't expecting that, you know. I was like the video said, I was young. I never got fired from my job before. I didn't expect the AC to basically blow up, you know. And so I didn't have that money to be able to get that brand new AC unit. And I don't know if you guys ever been to Bakersfield. That's where I was living at the time. The summers there get to like 110, 112. So after that summer, I learned to start having emergency funds set up for myself for different situations like that. I never want to be in that predicament again where I'm unprepared for an emergency. And the video suggested $1,000 emergency fund, which is a very good start. But at the financial institutions, we suggest anywhere to 3 to 6 months of living expenses. And especially what's going on right now, COVID. What happened to a lot of people when COVID first began? Do you guys know? Yeah, they couldn't afford to pay their hospital expenses. A lot of people lost their jobs during COVID. They had a loss of income. Do you think just because you have a loss of income that your bills are going to stop? No, the bills keep rolling in even if we lose our job. So it's very important that, we save for a rainy day and we have an emergency fund set up and we have money in our savings account. So good job, you guys. So we talked about our savings account. We talked about this service of automation where it automatically transfer the funds for you. We talked about the compound interest in a savings account with you guys being young and how it can be a convenience for you guys to start saving more money for the long run. So there's another account. There's a savings account and a checking account. What is the purpose of a checking account? What do you guys use your checking account for if you have one or if your parents have one?
Basically is so the checking account, what does, it draws out of your I believe the bank account, so for like groceries or clothes or whatever.
Yes. Was that Nathan?
Yes.
Yes. So to make your everyday purchases. Thank you. Anyone else? Royce?
I guess for like if you want to make some plans for your checking account, like you want to buy some clothes or buy some toiletries or groceries. Yeah, or you're one of those people who want to use your checking account for like your fun activities on spending on yourself than others.
Okay, to make purchases. Right, Royce?
Yeah.
Okay. So in your checking account, you have the money like to buy your toiletries, your clothing, items like that?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. That's correct. How about anyone else in the class? Devin?
I think the checking account it draws your okay. Can you come back?
Yeah. Yeah, just feel free to, you can write in the chat or unmute yourself.
Okay.
All right, but you're heading the right way because on a checking account, it does draw money out of your account. So you can draw money out of your account to pay your bills. In our last presentation, you can write a check to pay your rent with the checking account as well. You can also cash your check that you receive from your job, or if someone gives you a check, you can turn it into the credit union or your financial institution to put the money into your account. And you know what? A checking account is very safe to use as well. So you can use it for those reasons. And let's see here. Someone said my background went out. Let me correct that real quick. Thank you for letting me know. So yeah, you can use the account for all those different things. You can cash your checks. You can pay your bills. You can use it to get paid from your employer. So there's so many different things you can use your checking account for. Unlike a savings account, a checking account is a transactional account. Money is going in and out at all times. So let's look at some different ways that we can access the money in our account. So I'm just going to have you guys shoot out some ways that we can access the money in our account. How can we put money in our account? And how can we take money out of our account? Feel free to unmute yourself or put it in the chat. I see Royce with his hand raised.
Well, it's mostly from your own bank or credit union, or usually their ATM.
ATM. Thank you. So you can use the ATM machine. Dish right here, right, Tyler? Yeah, so a check. I know a lot of us probably won't receive a check or write a check in the future, but this used to be one of the ways that you were only able to deposit money into your account or do a withdrawal. But now, I believe you said as well, Tyler, there's the debit card to use now. So the debit card, you just put it into the machine and get the money, right? Like Ray said, by using the ATM machine. But when I put that debit card into the machine, is there something I need to be able to get the money out of the account? Yeah, a PIN number. Do you know what a PIN stands for? PIN? Oh, Tyler, you need to teach this class. Yes. Yes. A PIN number, personal identification number. And since it's a personal identification number, should I be giving it to my friends and my family? Should I just be giving it out to everyone? Should I go to my best friend like, hey, here's my PIN number?
No.
Yeah, you're right,
No.
right? No. Yeah, you're right, Samantha. No. Because it's a personal identification number. It's personal for you. And you'll want to make sure that you keep that number protected. Because if you give someone your PIN number, they can get into your account. They can use your PIN to take withdrawals out of the ATM on your behalf, and you may not want that. So you'll want to keep your personal PIN number to yourself. So thank you guys. So we can access our money through a check, a debit card, an ATM machine. What about going onto the website of your financial institution? You can log on to look at your balance. And I think Roy said this as well. You can go to your financial institution in person to talk to a teller. You can talk to them face to face. You can ask questions. They can print out documents that you're requesting. In the video that we saw with Jen and she was saving money, she had the coins and she threw it into the well. You guys can actually start saving your coins, put them in a little piggy bank. You can take it to your financial institution. They can run it through a machine for you. You don't have to roll it like old school. Just bring it in a jar, and they can deposit that money into your savings account. Or you can have the cash back. So don't think that those pennies and nickels don't add up, because they do. Just put it in a savings account, take it into your financial institution, and they can give you cash for it or put it towards your savings. Another option we have is the mobile app. All of us we always have our cell phones with us at all times. So having the app downloaded to your phone for your financial institution is amazing. And just like Ms. Mejia said, having that alert sent to you about the different balances on your account, the activity on your account, can save you guys a lot of money in the future. So using the technology that your financial institution offers, such as their mobile banking or going onto the website, can be a benefit for you guys. Another tool that we have is direct deposit. That's where your job automatically puts the money into your account. And they can also do a deposit by, if you get a paper check, you can take a picture of your check, front and back, and it will be deposited into your account as well. And let's say you're out of town, you're not near your financial institution. For some reason, you really can't get the website to work on your cell phone, the mobile app is glitching, and like I said, you're out of town, so you can't go into a branch. You can always call your contact center at your financial institution and to talk to someone over the telephone, and they can help you to see what's going on with your account as well. But now we have these new tools that are here at the top. Does anyone know what these options are here at the top of the PowerPoint? What is this?
This one right here is Apple Pay.
This is Apple Pay here?
Yes.
And what do you
use? Is Venmo.
Venmo?
Yes.
What about this purple one?
I do not know, but I have heard of the green one, which is, I think they call it Cashback.
Cash App, yeah. Yeah, Samantha put in the chat back, Cash App. And this purple one is Zelle. Do you guys know, why do we have these programs? What do we use it for? Thanks, Tyler. With these apps, would you send money to someone you don't know? What do you guys think? No, it's a bad idea. Why do you think it's a bad idea? Okay, thank you, Tyler. Samantha, why do you say no?
They can scam you.
Yeah, they can. And like Tyler said, you don't know them either, you know? So I'm going to say maybe for this response. For example, like Tyler said, we don't know them. You can get scammed, like Samantha said as well. But I have a coworker that loves yard sales. And so he'll go to a yard sale, he'll make his purchases, and the person will ask, like, okay, well, I don't have cash. Do you have Venmo or Cash App or Zelle? And he's like, yeah. But before you make a purchase and before you send money to someone you don't know, you'll want to have that item in your hand. So if he's at the yard sale, he may have that brand new shirt that he wants in his hand before he sends the money to someone he doesn't know. We also see a lot of people use like Cash App and Apple Pay to purchase things online. And this is where Tyler's saying, hey, I don't know you. I don't want to get scammed. You don't want to purchase items online using these applications. Like someone messaged you from Facebook. Hey, I'm selling these brand new tennis shoes for $50. Just cash at me and then I'll mail you the shoes. You'll want to have the item, once again, in your hands before you send the money. Because these tools right here at the top, there can be a lot of scams that can happen to you and you can get frauded out. So once again, just make sure you have the item with you before sending money to someone you do not know. Okay, you guys? So we talked about the different ways to access our money. And we came up with some really awesome things, you know, the checking account, the ATM card, going to the ATM machine. We talked about a PIN number and being personal to you guys and not sharing with anyone. And we also talked about going into the branches. Right now, there is COVID. As you guys are aware, I see a lot of you guys have your mask on. And so if you were to go into the branch, you'll want to make sure you go on with a mask. Some financial institutions require appointments right now due to COVID. Some do not. And just be aware that the lines may be a little bit longer, but just be patient. They'll get to you guys as well. Downloading the app to your cell phone, you're able to go and once again, look at your account, see what's going on. And so we talked about a check. Has anyone in this class written a check before? I think that's Nathan back there. Nathan, I think I saw, what's that? Andrew that raised his hand?
Yes, I have written a check. It's actually very simple after you do it, like maybe first or second time.
It is. You just have to see it done a couple of times before you get the hang of it, right?
Yeah, I'm just like, well, actually that was a lot less complicated than I thought. Because the first time I saw the check, I was just like, wait, how does this thing work? Does this and then this, does this? And I was like, oh, it's more simple.
Exactly. Thank you. And let's see here. Andrew, you said you wrote a check before as well? Do you write checks constantly or is it like just every blue moon? Rarely. Okay. So yeah, we don't write a lot of checks often, but it's important that we know how to write a check. And for the people in the class who haven't written a check yet, I'm bringing back a video, and it's going to explain a little bit of what's on a check and how to write a check. And then I'm going to put us into the driver's seat, and we're actually going to write our very first check together. So I'm going to play the video, and then we're going to put ourselves in the driver's seat to learn how to write a check. All right.
Oh, whoa.
Sorry, pal. Eddie!
Jen, how's it going? What you got there?
I just came from the credit union, and look, they gave me this cool flip book.
Jen?
The animation is kind of lame, though.
I don't think that's a flip book.
The numbers in the corner get bigger, but that's pretty much it.
Jen, I think that's your checkbook.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
See, here's the drawer information. That's you. The payee, or the recipient of the money, goes here. And your credit union, because it's the financial institution where the check can be presented for payment, is the drawee. The dollar amount goes here, a memo goes here, and this is where you sign to issue the check.
Nice try.
Checks have come a long way. The very first checks were written like letters. In the 1700s, the first printed checks were on special paper that you could only get at the bank. These checks featured fancy designs that were difficult to copy and made forgeries easy to spot. That's actually where the word itself comes from. Checking for forgery.
Huh. Should I be worried if my checks look kind of simple?
Nope. Your checks have other security features. Microprinting, check numbers, and even basic things like writing out the dollar amount help protect you from check fraud.
What about these numbers down here?
Those numbers identify your financial institution, your account number, and your check number. They make it possible for checks to be read and sorted by machine. In the early days of checking, bank clerks would actually meet at the end of the day to exchange checks and settle the balances. These days, financial institutions send check images electronically to speed up the process.
If everything is so speedy now, how come there's a waiting period when I deposit a check?
The holding period is the amount of time it takes your financial institution to clear the check, meaning they verify the amount and transfer the money. It can vary from a couple of days to a week or more, depending on the financial institution. If there are insufficient funds to complete the transfer, the check bounces. Not literally, Jen.
Eddie, do you think checks are going to be around for much longer? They seem kind of old-fashioned, especially compared to stuff like debit cards and automatic payments.
Checks aren't as popular as they once were, but they're still in use for things like payroll, rent, and utility bill payments. So knowing how to write a check and understanding the holding period is still an important part of balancing a checking account.
Gotcha. Thanks, Eddie.
You got it. Seriously, you gotta stop doing that.
Awesome.
All right, so back to the PowerPoint. So she actually turned her checkbook into like a picture book. You're not supposed to do that, so don't copy what she did in the video.
Right.
So in the video, it explained a little to us about what's on a check and how it looks and how it's used. In this top left corner here, what information would go here? Do you guys remember? Royce has his hand raised.
Your full name, your and your address.
Thank you. Yeah. So for this example, our name is Maximus A. Gracie. Our address is 123, your address, somewhere USA 12345. But a real check will have your name, your address, city and state and zip code. And you'll want to make sure that your name is spelled correctly as well as your address. Thank you. Right here is the name of your financial institution and where you bank. And then it's going to ask us for a date. So if I'm writing a check to someone, what date should I put in this box right here? Should I put the date that I'm writing the check or the date that I want the person to cash the check? The date I'm writing it. Thank you. That was Tyler. Thank you, Tyler. Yeah, the date I'm writing it. So if I'm writing the check today, what's the date? What do I put right there? Thank you. You want to put the date that you're writing the check. If I'm writing the check today, should I make sure the money's in my account before I write the check or after I give the person the check? Thank you. Yes, you'll want to make sure that you have the money in your account before writing the check. That is extremely important to make sure our account is accurate. So make sure you have the money in your account before writing a check to anyone. All right. In this area right here, we have pay to the order of. Do you guys remember what goes on this line? Royce?
The place you're gonna pay to, because you're gonna pay it to this person or company.
Yeah, so who I'm paying, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. So, from last week...
I know a little bit about checks.
You know about checks as well?
I mean, I have not written one, but I have experience how to write checks.
Okay, thank you. And it looks like your classmate Samantha too. I have written a practice check before. Awesome. Well, you guys are. It's really awesome that you guys had that experience, because when I had to write my very first check, it was never explained to me. You know, in high school we didn't have classes like this, so I just had to learn right in front of the person I was writing a check to. It was a down payment on my very first apartment, and I didn't know how to write a check. I didn't know how to get a check, so the lady had to explain to me to go to my financial institution, and they will give me checks. And then she had to she had to walk me through the process on filling out the check. So you guys are ahead of the curve. So good job. So for this example, our pay to the order, let's go ahead and pay our rent. Remember from the last class, we had rent in our budget. So let's see here. We live at Oaksbury Apartments. And does anyone remember how much was our rent in our last class? Does anyone remember how much it was? Our rent in our last class was $1,000. So in this line here, we're going to type in $1,000 because that's how much our rent is. What goes on this line here where it's blank? Here's someone. Devin, I see your hand raised.
Yeah.
What goes on this line right here?
You would write $1,000.
$1,000?
Yeah, like in letters.
You are correct. Zero. Like that? Awesome. I'll actually just put it over the cent, so I'll have 100 right here. Oh, no problem. So I have 1,000 here, and I have $1,000 written out. And actually, I don't have to write dollars on this line because it says dollars right here. But one thing that is important, after we put our change amount in, the 0 over 100, you'll want to put a line after that. So no one can write behind you and add a dollar amount. So you'll want to add this line after your written amount. But let me throw a quick dodgeball in there. What if I did that? I have $100. Oops, presentation skipped on me. Sorry. If I did this, I have $100 here, but $1,000 on this line. Which line do you think they're going to use? The financial institutions. Which line will they use? Are they going to use this one or the written out amount? You're correct. They're going to use the written out amount. So you'll want to make sure that what you write here and the written out amount is the correct amount. Thank you. Then we have this memo box. What should I put in the memo box if I'm paying my rent? I see two hands. Andrew.
You'd have to put rent in the memo box.
Right. Thank you. And then Royce, I saw your hand raised. Do you agree with?
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. So we're gonna put rent. Yes, it is optional. But it's going to help us to make sure our account is accurate, and that way we have our little notes that we know that what we paid. So thank you. You're right. So let's put rent, and this is our April rent. And I think it's important when we're paying our rent to put our apartment number as well. So that way when our landlord receives it, they can look, okay, it belongs to Maximus A. Gracie, but they'll also see our apartment number. So that way they know, okay, apartment 15C made their April rent. So it's kind of important that, it's an option to use the memo line, but it's important that you use it. So that way, whoever you're paying as well as yourself, you can be reminded on who you paid, the date, just more confirmation for you. And lastly, we have this line. What is this line going to be used for? Signature. Yeah. So you'll want to use blue or black ink, and you're going to write your name. So Maximus A. Gracie. So now that we have our name on our check, should I just write it in like that? Or if you guys know cursive, you'll want to write your name in cursive. Come up with a cursive signature for yourself that is not easily mimicked. Because if someone has your checkbook and they try to copy your signature and they try to cash it, your financial institution will have your signature on file to compare the two signatures. And they're going to look at the account like, okay, did Maximus actually write this check? Or did someone that's trying to do fraud on them write this check? And we see this happen a lot of times at the financial institution. Fraudsters will come into the account, into the branch, and they will give the teller a check. And they're like, oh yes, I do work for Miss Gracie, and I need to cash this check for $1,000. But after we look at the check, we notice that Miss Gracie doesn't write a lot of checks for $1,000. Then we look at the signature. The signature is off. It doesn't look like Maximus A. Gracie signature. And so then we know that we're dealing with someone in front of us that's a fraudster. We'll call Miss Maximus Gracie and ask, hey, did you write a check to this person before cashing the check? So you'll want to make sure that you have a signature that's not easily mimicked and that your credit union or your financial institution has your signature on file for a fraudster situation. So that way we can stop the fraud from happening on your guys' account. Does anyone know what this line is here at the bottom? What is a routing number? A routing number? It's what takes you right back to your financial institution. It's a special character or numbers that represents your financial institution. So for this example, the 3222-82001 is the routing number to take you to Schools First Federal Credit Union. And every financial institution has their own set. So Chase, Wells Fargo, Safe One Credit Union, they all have a different routing number that takes them back to their institution. In this middle section, what is that number? Thank you, Tyler. Yeah, it's your account number. It takes you right back to your personal checking account. So I know on this account that Maximum A. Gracie banks at Schools First Federal Credit Union, and this is Maximum Gracie's checking account. So when I try to cash this check, I know they're at Schools First, and this is their checking account number, and that's where the money is going to be drawn from. This last set of numbers is the check number. So you'll see 0001 matches the check number here at top. So you'll want to make sure that the two checking account numbers match as well. So I know, like you guys stated, you don't really write checks. We do it rarely. But like the video showed, you may write checks for rent and utilities in the future. So it's important that we know how to write a check. And for some of you guys that are working, I know Samantha's at KFC, when you get paid, your employer may ask for a voided check. So you would make sure the check is blank. It wouldn't have all this number information. It would be a blank check like we saw in the beginning. And you would write void right over the top of the check. And you can give it to your employer because they'll need your routing and account number to be able to pay you, to put the money into your account. So you would just write void and give it to them. You can also go into your branches, your financial institution, and ask for a direct deposit form. It will be a blank form that has, once again, the routing and account number, and you can also provide that to your job so they can direct deposit money into your account when you guys get paid. Do you guys have any questions about a check, how it's made, or any questions about what's on a check? See here. All right, I don't see any hand raised or unmuted people, so I will proceed. And I know we've been talking about a lot of fraud in this class. And I don't want to scare you guys, but fraud and scams are possible. It can happen to you guys, especially with you guys' age bracket, anywhere between the ages 16 and 25. A lot of people try to target you guys for fraud. And there's so many different ways that you can protect yourself. Like we stated earlier in the class, using that PIN number, keeping it protected for you and yourself and not giving out to a lot of people. When you're making a purchase or doing a withdrawal and you have to put your PIN in the ATM machine, cover it up when you're typing your PIN number in. Just don't go to the ATM machine and type it real loud. Go ahead and cover your hand when you're typing your PIN number so someone behind you or around you does not see what you're putting into the machine. Another way to keep yourself protected is online. How many of you guys have like online social media accounts? Whether that be Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people in the class. Most of us have these online accounts for ourselves. So it's very important that we protect ourselves online as well. Make sure our password isn't something that someone can get from our Facebook account, such as your brother or sister's name, your date of birth, your pet's name. So if you have a really cute dog or cat or turtle, you wouldn't want to put their information out there, because especially if you use it for your password. With online, we see a lot of Instagram fraud right now, where someone will email you and through or DM you through Instagram or your Yahoo or Gmail account and say, hey, I will send you a $5,000 check. All you have to do is forward this email to 10 friends. And when I send you this $5,000 check, just mail me back $1,000. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't know a lot of jobs that's going to give you a check and then ask for money back. In these emails, the fraudsters will have a lot of words misspelled, or the font will be incorrect than what you normally see. So these are just some things that you'll want to be cautious of and be aware of when you're doing these online things. You know, even though we know about it, it's really easy to forget. And so we have a fraud investigator video where he quickly forgets about how fraud happens and how it occurs. So I'm going to show you a quick video on how fast they got scammed. And Andrew, one of my friends, keeps getting scammed, and she is 21. Yeah, like I said, that's the age bracket that gets scammed the most. And so Andrew, your friend may want to talk to an adult, maybe a teacher or her guardian, to see why she's getting frauded, to have her go into her financial institution and sit down and talk to someone so she can avoid getting scammed constantly. So I'm going to play this video so we can be a little bit more aware of scams, and hopefully we won't forget.
It had been a long night of work in the case, with only the sound of the driving rain against my window keeping me company. I was about to call it a night when the dame walked in.
It's sunny and 11:30 in the morning.
She was sharp, and her hair was strangely orange, like a pumpkin with a $5 spray tan.
Hey, can you help me or not?
I could tell by the look in her eye, and by the way she had blatantly just asked me, that this dame needed my help. And by me, I mean Inspector Badger, scam detective.
Have you seen...
Oh, I've seen it all. Every scam and fraud imaginable. Unexpected money and winnings, buyer-seller fraud, fake charities, dating schemes, get-rich-quick operations, threats and extortion, and identity theft.
That looks very elaborate.
There's a whole world of scam artists out there, pumpkin hair.
It's Jen.
And I've devoted my life to sniffing out every last one of the scam bags behind these schemes. It's a tough case for anyone. And by anyone, I mean me. Inspector Badger, scam detective.
Can you walk me through some of these?
Unexpected money and winnings are the classics. The scammer reaches out to you, posing as a lawyer or a contest organizer, or sometimes as a deposed prince of Nigeria. Then he gives you the good news. You've won a prize, or you've got an inheritance coming your way.
Oh?
But there's a complication.
Oh no.
You need to pay a fee or a lottery tax, or provide some personal banking information in order to claim the money. So you pay up, and then guess what?
No prize?
You're lucky if the scammer just takes the payment and runs. I've seen him empty out entire bank accounts before.
No prize.
If something seems too good to be true, it probably is. When it comes to buying and selling, the internet is a minefield of fake seller profiles.
Fake selling histories, fake reviews, fake products?
There are imposters all the way down the chain. Speaking of imposters, some of these scoundrels will go as low as impersonating or inventing charities, especially in the wake of a major disaster.
Ugh, that's gross.
Speaking of gross, in dating schemes, the scammer will pose as a love interest and build an emotional bond with his or her target. Then, suddenly, the new sweetheart asks for gifts, travel fare, or financial help with an emergency. The money gets transferred, the profile gets deleted, and the sweetheart disappears without a trace, leaving the target broke and broken-hearted. And once you're broke, you start getting desperate, which makes you an easy mark for job placement scams, pyramid schemes, and other get-rich-quick operations.
That's so scary.
You want scary? Threats and extortion are all about fear! The scammer will often pose as an authority figure and threaten arrest or harm unless the target coughs up the cash. Ransomware falls under extortion too. A hacker will hold computer files hostage and insist you pay up. Last but not least, we have identity theft. Whether it's through a data breach or impersonating others, scammers will try to extract your personal information. That info can then be sold to other scammers, or used to access bank accounts, to claim government services, or to build convincing profiles in order to enact other nefarious schemes.
How is it even possible to protect yourself from all of this?
Scams are always evolving and becoming more sophisticated, but there are some common elements. Scammers want you to act before you have time to think. They use intimidation, timing, and scarcity to pressure you into responding a certain way. If something doesn't seem right, don't move forward, don't provide any information, don't click that link. Instead, pause, investigate, give your brain a chance to catch up. So, what do we got? My gut says a textbook unexpected winning scam.
Huh? Oh, I was actually just looking for the optometrist. I guess I had the wrong floor.
Oh. The encounter had been the result of a fateful mix-up. But that did not deter me. And by me, I mean Inspector Badger. Oh, she's gone. Inspector Badger? I won. Well, I don't remember entering a contest. No, you're probably right. Ready for my credit card number?
I love that video. Inspector Gadget. Inspector Fraud. He forgot how quickly he forgot, you know? He was just about to give that person over the telephone all of their information. Here goes my card number. He was just telling Jen about not giving out her personal information. And, you know, and he's a fraud person. He should know all this information, and he quickly forgot. So it's important that we stay on our toes and we remember these things. Yeah, I'm laughing with you too, Andrew. LOL. So we talked about a savings and checking account, how we can access our money, the power, like how to automate it. We talked about fraud, how to write a check. We did a lot of things today. But like I kept telling you guys, you know, savings and checking account. I told Andrew, hey, have your friend go into the financial institution and talk to someone. But if you don't have an account, how are you going to do that? So I'm going to tell you some of the things that you're going to need to open an account. You'll need your driver's license number, your driver's license card, or a personal, like your California ID card, your social security number, and personal information about you, such as your address and your email, that type of information. And once you have an account, you'll be able to access your account online. And I'll show you a quick example of what that looks like to be able to access your money. Let's see here. So we talked about keeping track of our money and how to go online and set these different alerts. So this is just the next gen application. Anyone can have one. You just put a username and password and you can play around with it. But it's just a simulation. So this is not like my real account. But if you go to account activity, I'm going to log in. Sorry. You logged me out. When you go into account activity, you're able to see different things. So on January 1st, in this example, we opened our account with $250. Then you'll see the withdrawal for cool snacks for $10.35, and you'll see our balance here changes. We received a paycheck, so positive income coming in, so our account went up. So you're able to keep track of your account to make sure everything is accurate. For example, if I didn't go to the clothing rack on January 10th, that would alert me that something's not correct in my account and that I have fraud, and I need to go talk to someone at the financial institution to get a new card printed and have a new account created for myself. In class, we also talked about having direct deposit by taking a picture of a check that was given to us. So we're able to decide if we want that check to go towards our savings and checking account. So we'll have the check go towards our checking. We were given a $100 check from our grandma, and then we're able to upload a picture of the check. And you want to make sure all these numbers are filled out. So one is the date, paid to the order, the number actually written out, the number typed in, the memo line, and the signature. So all these items will have to be taken. You'll take a picture of the front of the check. It uploads. And then we'll take a picture of the back of the check. And you'll want to make sure on the back of the check is always signed. On this back of the check, since it's a deposit, we're going to say for deposit only, John Doe. And then you submit the check. The check will be submitted, and then you'll go back to your account activity, and it takes a couple of minutes, but it'll be deposited here for today's date that you had a paycheck deposited for $100. So just depends on how long it may take your financial institution to actually do the deposit for you. We talked about paying our bills as well. So you can pay a bill. So we have a monthly bill and we have internet. So that way we can watch our Netflix and our Hulu. And we will just change the date. We can change the date to wherever we need it to be. So we'll imagine that it's July 2017. Our internet bill is $50. And we're going to submit the payment. The memo is internet. And then like it says here, it can take 4 to 6 business days to process this request. I'm going to put this link into the chat if you guys want to play around with it, if you guys have any free time. So I included this link into the chat box for you guys if you want to play around with it. But you're able to make a transfer. So I know some of you guys said that you put some of your money into your savings account. So we can take $50 out of our checking to place towards our savings, towards our goals. Go back to activity. We transferred a bill. We transferred $50 from our checking to our savings. We'll see that in our transactions. And we paid our internet bill for $50 as well. So you'll always want to make sure that you're checking your account at all times and that it looks accurate to you guys. And once again, we want to check our account to make sure there's not any fraud or anything suspicious going on with our account. So that's just a really cool website that you guys can use to play with in your guys' free time. And let's see here, does anyone have any questions for me? Or did anything in the class this week stand out to you guys that you're like, okay, I want to try that, or I never knew that? Is that Eleanor?
Yeah.
Hi, how are you today?
Good.
Did you want to say something about the class or have a question?
I'm good.
All right.
Thank you.
Sure, no problem. Oh, Miss Mia, sorry, there you go.
So about the fraud thing, I just wanted to show you guys. I don't know why, but all of a sudden I've been getting text messages from people I don't know, and I'll read you one. This I got on April 15th, so this was just like 4 days ago. So it says, congrats, Yvonne, and I use my name. So congrats, Yvonne, your code, and it has a number printed on your receipt from March 16th, came in first in Walmart giveaway. And then it has a link I can click on. But, okay, so Walmart does have giveaways, at least as far as I remember. I haven't read the very bottom of the receipt. Sometimes they give you an access code so you can enter these giveaways. I've never once done that. But I do shop at Walmart. So you have to be very, very careful with stuff like this. It's like, oh, yeah, I guess, yeah, I did go to Walmart. But I never did enter that code. So these kind of links, sometimes they'll charge you. Or I don't know what exactly this does. One of these days I'm going to have to research on the internet and find out what this code number will do. And that's another thing you can do too, is like in this case, I don't know, I'll show you at the camera, see if I can show you guys what that looks like. I don't know if you can see, but there's a link. That number there is a blue link that you can actually click on. Sometimes you can Google like that link that you can click on. Sometimes you can Google that and then it'll tell you if it's a scam. It'll tell you what happens, because other people will get on the internet and write down, hey, you know, this was a scam and this is what happened to me. So you can research stuff like that. But I get these texts like a lot. And like on this case, I think I can block the number. Yeah, I can block the number. So on your cell phone, you can sometimes block the number and then delete the conversation. But sometimes you'll get a message like that you can't block the number. So I don't know what they do to get in the system where you can't erase the conversation or you can't block the number. You just have to leave it on your phone, I guess. But yeah, so be careful when you get stuff like that. Like I said, I get them often, way too often. But so just be careful. Then you can double check on the internet if they give you a link or a number on there, because oftentimes they'll ask for something and they'll give you a number or a link to get a hold of them, so you can Google that to find out what kind of scam that is and what that does. So, but just for your information.
Yeah, you're right, Miss Mejia, because a couple of weeks ago, I won a free tablet from Amazon Prime through text message. And I was like, I don't remember signing up to win a tablet. Yeah, I use Amazon, but I don't think they would just send me a text message saying I won something. And just like Miss Mejia was saying, mine had a link at the bottom as well. But I was scared to click on it because I didn't know what could happen. I don't know if they can go in my cell phone and get my personal information, more information that they already have, because they already had my name. So I'm not for sure what happens with that link, but I didn't touch it because I didn't know what information they could get from me from clicking on that. So yeah, like you have two people that have already had scam attempts through their cell phone. So you guys just be very, very cautious of those situations because it can happen. I know Andrew said a friend of his has the same thing. You know, she's been scammed a couple of times. It's scary, you know. This is something that we have to be aware of, and that we're always, you know, vigilant on what's going on with our accounts and as well as our cell phones. So we have to watch our cell phones, our online accounts, our emails. These fraudsters can get into your account in so many different ways. So just protect your guys' information. Next week, I'll be back with you guys on Monday, and we'll be talking about credit. So anything credit related, you guys want to start thinking of some questions, like you may want to ask me about credit, but this is going to be highly important, especially if you guys' age right now. Credit card offers may be coming into you guys. So before getting a credit card, please come to this class next Monday before signing up. Andrew, my mom always says don't click on the link from an unknown number or email. Yeah, don't click on it because there's so many things that could happen. I've actually watched an ABC episode where they can put like a tracking device on your cell phone as well by clicking on those links. So just don't click on it. If you don't know who it's coming from, if you don't know the sender, just don't click on it. Just ignore it, delete it. Like Ms. Mejia said, block the number. Just don't entertain it. Just ignore it. All right. Well, I will see you guys next week. I'm excited that you guys put some vision boards together or just listed out you guys' goals. Because like I said, if you guys just take that small step right there, you're already knowing what you want to accomplish for yourself. You're seeing that goal. You're having the savings account set up to achieve those goals. And we learned some different ways that we can put money aside to get those goals. So I'm so proud of you guys, and I'll see you guys next week for credit class, okay?
Thank you so much for your time, Brittany. I so appreciate it.
You're welcome. You guys enjoy your Monday.
Thanks, Brittany.
Bye, guys. See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good
Bye.
You want me to make you co-host? Oh, is the class over?
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.